Welcome to 340 Pat. See, now you've done it. You've registered for the MR 340. What were you thinking? 340 miles across the state of Missouri? That's like the length of Lake Michigan. That's massive. This is not going to be easy. You're going to join the ranks of Braxton Where's the Beef Carter and Joe Tis But a Flesh Wound Zellner, who has been known to paddle one-armed. Is incredible. His arm fell off last year. He kept going, took second place. It was amazing. So you're about to join this group of people. You are 340 bound. So what do you do? What in the world are you going to do now that you're dedicated and committed to running this race, a race that will make you a legend? Well, start off by reading. There's a few fantastic resources out there for the 340. First of all, there are the forums. You'll find them at rivermiles.com. There's a link to the forums there. The forums have 12 years or so of information on them. Just about anything you can ask has already been answered, and there's probably something like 75 or 80 pages of material there. Start at page 1, move forward. You'll see the evolution of the race. You'll see new ideas as they develop. Fantastic resource. You can also join the MR340 group on Facebook. We have a fairly active group. The difference between the Facebook group and the forums is the forums will archive information. The Facebook group does not. So it's all there, but you have to page through everything to find what you're looking for. You can also read the book put out by the Jackson clan on the Missouri River 340 First Time Finisher. It goes into everything, how they prepared, how they budgeted, everything they did to successfully finish the race. So if it's your first time or your fifth time, it's worth reading. It's available on Amazon. You need to train. And training is something I'm dealing with elsewhere, so I'm not going to be talking about it here, but definitely something to consider. Finally, you should think about registering for other races. The importance here being that you want some long sort of simulations of the 340 before you get out on the river so that you know what's going to happen. Is your kayak going to cause blisters? Is your food going to cause nausea? Are there any problems that you need to deal with? And there are a few races to consider. There's the Epic Shootout, which is Kansas City to Lexington. So it's a race to the first checkpoint. That's Saturday, April 22nd this year. Fantastic race. I've never had the opportunity to do it, but I do look forward to trying to get down there as soon as I can keep my health together in the spring. One of the wonders of living in Wisconsin with a toddler who seems to be a cesspool for every bit of disease that comes from the daycare center. Then there's the South Dakota Kayak Challenge. I ran this last year. It's a great race. It's 72 miles from Yankton to Sioux City. And they do it incredibly well. There's a shuttle from the finish back up to the start the night before. They feed you. It's a great event, great race, and you get to see what the Missouri River looks like when it's not channelized as we see down in Missouri. Then there's the Fort to Field 50, which is somewhere in South Dakota. It's a 50-mile race, and this will be about a month before the 340. So if you're in the North Country there, in the Dakotas, this would be a great opportunity. Finally, one of my favorite races of the year, the Missouri River Freedom Race. Yes, I drive from Wisconsin down to Missouri to run this. It's 100 kilometers or 63 miles. And it runs from Lamine to Jefferson City. So you're going to enter the Missouri River just above Boonville. And you're going to run that section from roughly just below Lisbon Bottoms all the way to Jeff City. This is usually about 3 weeks before the race, and it gives you a great opportunity to see the river you're going to be racing on, to see the conditions of the river at the time, to get some idea of the sort of speeds that you can reasonably expect during the 340. And it gives you the ability to look at a section of the river that you're probably going to be exhausted. When you actually race, you're going to be exhausted as you pass through this area. So you get to see it in the daylight, surrounded by a lot of veterans. You can ask a lot of questions. It's just a fantastic race. So that's what you do. And then you start watching videos on this channel. Please subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, quarrels, qualms, quandaries, curse words, please leave them in the comments. I do read them, and I do always take suggestions for more videos. Until next time, keep your paddle in the water.